We are on Season 2, Episode 11 of the Twilight Zone. This is the Night of the Meek. And it's a Christmas episode. And unfortunately, it's one of the ones that was filmed on videotape. So it looks way worse than the 16mm prints. It also means there's a lot more static since the editing was much tougher to do. This one does have a good moral in it. It's directed by Jack Smite, written by Rod Serling, and it came out December of 1960. It follows Harry Corwin, who's a down-on-his-luck department store Santa, whose kindness and compassion are hidden beneath his struggles with alcoholism. He's kicked out of a place for being a lush, and he has a deep frustration with the world around him. He's played by Art Carney, who's in the Honeymooners sitcom as a sewer worker Ed, and Harry in Harry and Tonto. He lived until the age of 85, dying in 2003, and had 99 credits to his name. The problem I have with this one is the same as the other ones that are filmed on tape. They're not able to do any dynamic camera angles, any quick cuts. And so this just looks like a stage play. They do put a lot of fake snow and you see him walk around this town, but it just makes you imagine how much better this would be on 35mm. Maybe this is more original at the time to see a Santa Claus who was exhausted, discouraged, emotionally beat down, and he finds that the people around him are also rude. When he's doing his job as this department store Santa, kids come in and they ask for all these expensive things that he knows they're not going to get. Giant trucks and expensive train sets. So as he's looking around, he wants to do something for these kids. He sees there's a lot of hungry families and individuals. We even see some homeless people who have been forgotten by society. And he wants Christmas to be joyous for these people as well. He has a good heart, but he's an alcoholic. So he spends the first half of the episode grumbling to himself. He gets kicked out of a bar. He walks past these areas that have homeless and poor people. And then he comes upon a mysterious red sack. And this red sack just comes out of nowhere. He just runs upon it as he's walking around drunk. And it's filled with presents. And so, as if he's the real Santa Claus, he takes this sack and starts just giving it out to people. Interestingly, the first people we see him give out these presents to are adults. They're at some type of homeless shelter. So he gives them things like sweaters. So it's interesting they choose the first people he gives gifts to be adults. But he's basically handing out clothes for homeless people that would really need it. He then goes and starts giving gifts to some kids. Yet of course this couldn't go unabated. The police are suspicious that he's able to somehow afford all these amazing gifts. And don't believe his story that he just found a magical sack. And to add insult to injury, this magical sack just disappears, so he stays in jail for a while because they think he stole all these items. And the ending's up for interpretation, but we do see a manifestation of the real Santa Claus, as if Art Carney, Henry Corwin himself, has somehow become the real Santa Claus as he stumbles upon his sleigh and his reindeer. So while this is supposed to be a joyous episode, because they portray the Santa as a drunk, you don't really feel the type of joy the other people have when he's giving these gifts. I feel like if they just made him a less flawed character, you could really see him give these gifts away and feel the sense of joy that he would have giving them. Maybe he just had a heart of gold without any of the other problems we see him run into. Since at the beginning he seems depressed, thinks people around him are depressed, just seems down on life, they don't make it as clear, I think, as they should, that he really feels for these people. He seems to just be in a miserable mood. But I think what they're trying to say is deep down in his heart, he really does feel for these people. So, it's a story about redemption, generosity, even miracles. It begins the episode as a man who's lost faith in himself and the world, and by the end, discovers that his greatest strength was something that was deep inside him, his ability to care about others. And then he becomes the real Santa Claus, I think, and just flies away. I still don't like this episode very much. It does have quite a high rating, maybe just because the moral of the story is powerful, but with it being filmed on videotape, looking degraded, I think while having a famous actor, Art Carney, is interesting, I don't think he does an amazing job at this one. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Maybe I'm turning into Scrooge myself. You see in the end, Henry Corwin, the man who felt powerless to change the world, is given the ultimate opportunity to do exactly that. He becomes Santa Claus, not because he is perfect, not because he is wealthy or powerful, but because when everyone else looked away, Henry Corwin was still willing to care. Also, I'm pretty sure Santa Claus can only drink eggnog, right? Maybe he spikes it with alcohol. I don't know. And it's always a little odd watching a Christmas episode, you know, when it's not Christmas. Next up is episode 12, Dust. That starts with a person being hanged. That's right, we're going a bit darker with this one. And check out our playlist. We have all the episodes in order. I do a separate video on every single episode of Twilight Zone, Black Mirror, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and Mystery Science Theater 3000. Thank you.